thought Pratish had a very good start, and especially with the new ball, he was getting a bit of shape as well. I would have definitely given him one more, but we're going to see it. Jitendra Mukhia, 3 for 18, is best against Afghanistan at Chattogram in 2014.
On the leg side, that'll be a wide. Just saw the drone shot there of this ground. I know your incredible CV working with Australia, with their spin bowlers, playing cricket all across India. Not many more beautiful grounds that I've ever seen. What do you think?
Especially coming up to the hills, I think it's so beautiful. Dharamshala in India is one of the most picturesque. Look at those mountain ranges at the background. So beautiful. Even the flight to Kathmandu, it's just snow-capped mountains all the way.
Yeah, certainly think about this time of year in Nepal. It's so beautiful. It's 18 to 21 degrees. It does get cold in the mornings and the evenings actually. The 9 AM games will be interesting. But yeah, you talk about the festival of the Himalayas that this is. I've got to correct myself from earlier. I said that this trophy was 8,848 millimeters. It's not. It's 884.8 millimeters. But that's been done because of the tribute to the exact meter height of Sagarmatha, of Mount Everest. There's actually not a rock from Everest itself, but one of the most famous viewing points. As we go up the trophy here, look at the top of this. This, for me, is one of the most beautiful trophies I've seen in my entire life, and one of the most unique. Part of the Himalayas built into it. Beautiful work.
So much history, so much culture. That's what Nepal is all about. So beautiful. Look at that for a sight. The city of Kathmandu in the background with the hills are even a brilliant sight.
And one of the things I love about it here in Kathmandu, it's not really just the one city, it's multiple cities. You've got all of that history and heritage of UNESCO World Heritage Sites in and around it. You've got Kathmandu itself, but then you've also got Lalitpur, which is very historic, and Janakpur, which is even more historic. Talk about, sorry, that's out in the east, but you've just got history and heritage and culture all throughout. They're so proud of where they're from.
Janakpur almost dates back 7,000 years to the Ramayana. Goddess Sita was apparently born here. Coming back to cricket, it's been a good little over.
Not an easy pitch.
From Mukhia, bit of a slingy action.
Get to bat.
Should be good with his Yorkers.
You're almost there, man.
The run, that 2 over wide, conceded the first ball, but then 4 dot balls. The breaks a bit on Harsh Thakur, 30 for 2 after 3.4.
Required win rate won't be a concern yet, though. Just want to keep these wickets in hand. Big pressure, though. Definitely been applied. 7 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in and around the valley of Kathmandu. That is incredible. Bhaktapur is the third of it. It's kind of 3 cities that were 3 different kings almost kind of built up. Kathmandu, Lalitpur and Bhaktapur. And I'm going to take you up there on one of your days off. It's about 15 kilometers away. Beautiful.
Please. I am game.
Great yogurt there. They make it in these little clay pots, and oh, I just love this city. Very, very special place.
Love your local knowledge.
Down the leg side, and the potential of a maiden for Mukhia is ruined by another Super 4 powered by Ncell 4G to round out the 4th. It's 34 for 2.
Left arm over.
Yeah, remarkable to think of that Mukia over. It's looking really good, wasn't it? Until that last ball. Actually leg buys down the leg side. We're going to see another change of bowling. Really a change of ends for Pratish GC. So he will come on from the Chobar end of the ground. The addition for this year's MPL, the big screen coming into play. Fans are loving that. Now, we're going to get some immediate in-game reaction. Let's get down to Mikhail Vaswamy, who's got Kevin O'Brien alongside him.
Come on, GC.
Oh, thank you very much, Andrew. Just the right time to have a quick chat with the head coach of Biratnagar Kings, Kevin O'Brien. Kevin, 34 for 2 in the 5th over. Your thoughts on this game at the moment? Is it poised?
It's action-packed first 4 overs, wides, extras, boundaries, wickets. It's obviously the crowd are enjoying it, but tighten up our lengths a little bit and our lines a little bit, and the wicket's not as flat as you may think. It's keeping skidding through a lot. So that was his assessment of our first innings, skidding through. It's not a free-flowing wicket.
You spoke of the wicket and how the wicket has behaved in the first innings, 127. That's not what you would have settled for. What do you make of the track, particularly the spinners coming into action very early?
Yeah, I think their spinners bowled quite well. They bowled quite slowly, which obviously didn't allow us to get any pace in the ball. But obviously our spinners hopefully now have learnt that. But 127 is probably a little bit under par, obviously, but not massively under. Maybe 140, 150 would have been par.
Yeah, huge atmosphere, huge setup over here. Inaugural edition. Coach of the Biratnagar Kings. What's the first piece of information and knowledge that you've given the kids?
Yeah, I think we just got to enjoy it. The players, we've got to enjoy the opportunity to play on a world stage. Obviously going out to millions of people around the world. Enjoy the pressure that brings, and obviously the big crowd in the stadium as well. So just embrace that and try and play your natural game and show the world what you can do.
Coach Kevin O'Brien, we've seen the batter Kevin O'Brien. You've done the length and world in cricket, a journeyman yourself, an aggressive 30. Is that the message always for the play cricket?
Yeah, I think it's important in T20 to attack the power play as much as you can. But in saying that, you've got to assess conditions and assess the wicket and then play accordingly. So yeah, it's always trying to be positive and proactive.
Right, thanks for the time, Coach. Good luck in this very game.
Thank you, cheers.
And Kevin, it's back to the commentators.
Well, our thanks to Kevin O'Brien. Great to hear from really not just an Irish legend, but a legend of the world game. We'll get a quick look at this boundary that Malantha picked up. 389 appearances for Ireland. Kevin O'Brien, the most capped Irish sportsman of all time until very recently. Paul Sterling's just gone by him, his great pal. And Kevin O'Brien's second visit here to Kathmandu. He loves Nepal too. Great close friend of mine. So happy to see him here involved in season 1.
Pratish definitely testing out the pitch here. He's got some good bounce. Not happy with that being called wide. It was a good shot from Malantha. Stood tall. Got his hands high enough to get over the ball. That was let go. He's pulling some decent pace here, Pratish. Got a good change of pace too, which we've seen when he got Anil Kumar Shah.
Just going back to the head coaches there, Kevin O'Brien, the Irishman. There's also a great Indian connection. Umesh Patwal, the former head coach of Nepal. Nandan Vadnas, who's the current assistant coach. Rajiv Kumar, who's got that experience down with the Chennai Super Kings in the IPL, but also then a great breeding ground for Nepali coaches to come through. The former national team captain, Gyanendra Malla, Prashanta Shahi of the Kathmandu Gurkhas, and Jagat Tamata, the under-19 national coach, also alongside Pabudu Dasanayaka. Really good selections for me.
Excellent. What a good mix of overseas and local coaches.
Do not want to take a single to Nicholas Curtin. He is ever so quick. And that's what this whole league is about. It's not just about developing players, it's about developing officials, breeding the next generation of fans, bringing through coaches. I know it's only day 1, and I get in trouble sometimes for getting too excited, but you can already feel how great this NPL is going to be.
Without a doubt. The response from the crowd has been amazing, and the quality of cricket is only going to get better as we go deeper into the tournament.
Oh, what a shot that is.
Shots like that will make the tournament even better. Malantha finishes off with a maximum. crossing ropes, creating hopes. That's exactly what it was. 46 for 2 after 5.
Okay, accident!
Despite losing 2 wickets, it's been a very fine counter-attack, particularly by Milanta. 20-17 in hot pursuit of 128, and Janakpur bowls need 82 of 90 with 8 wickets in hand. What a contest here. We saw the spinners wreak havoc in the first innings. Ilyas comes in from the combox end, over number 6, the final over before the field restrictions will be lifted. He's a very dangerous customer with the ball, Ilyas. Expect him to ask a few questions, and just like how I'm going to ask a few questions to HD Ackerman in the combox. Good afternoon, HD.
Good afternoon, Mikhail. He's going to have to ask a lot of questions here because at the moment the Bolts are cruising. Yes, they're 2 down, but there's no real threat as far as the run rate is going. And what a stroke this was to end the previous over. They'd be difficult to find, the big ones today.
Yeah, they've got a 6 very early in the innings, unlike the Biratnagar Kings. It took some time to tee off.
The Kings were also cruising at one stage, weren't they? Guptill was playing really well. He had a measure of the surface, but as soon as he was dismissed, the spinners came into their own, and the middle and late order really struggled with Kevin O'Brien talking to you about that. The surface was really slow, and the spinners in the Bolts bowled particularly well. So the Kings will still feel is that if they can just nip 1 or 2 out here, that the tail might struggle.
That's chipped in the air. He falls short of the field at long off. And courtesy that single, the 50 as well comes up for Janakpur bowls. Now they are on course at the moment.
So important to get a win early on in the competition. It just eases the pressure, not only the players but the coaching staff as well.
Yeah, and what they need right now is a good partnership. You don't want a slide. You don't want the batting team in the chase to cave in. 2 very experienced players. Tucker came good with the ball. That's certainly come and rub in his batting as well. Biratnagar Kings need a wicket from here. Very important to keep striking. Just going too hard at that one.
The thing is that the modern day players, they don't seem to worry too much about the required run rate, even if it's sitting at a run a ball. They want to score at 2 runs a ball. They want boundaries, they want 6s. Get themselves into trouble if they play too high from here. They just need to nudge it around, and they could cruise in here if they just play smart cricket. Now that's the end of the power play, so 6 gone, 52 for 2.
Yeah, it's been a good outing so far with the bat for Janakpur bowls in pursuit of 128. 52 for 2 after 6. They'll want to take it any day. And this partnership worth 37 and 29. The field restrictions are lifted. This means that the bowlers will have some kind of breather. They'll need a wicket here. As HD rightly pointed out, a win early on will certainly set the tone. And in comes the superstar of Nepal cricket, Sandeep Lamichhane. What a star he is. 5 for 9 against Kenya in Nairobi 2 years back. 108 wickets for him, and look at that for economy, 6.15. Brilliant.
it's a critical spell for both sides. Bolts play Lamachani well, then maybe they'll have that first victory, but the Kings will be looking for Lamachani to make some inroads here, get a couple of wickets, not just be economical, but take wickets. That's their pathway to victory. Just wonder whether the skipper's going to bring in a couple of attacking fielders. A slip goes in.
You do have long on and long off as well for the miss hit. One at deep mid wicket as well. Nicely bowled. You got to bowl to your field. With a slip in place, you want to really create some doubt as well in the batter's mind. It's been a decent power play for the Janakpur Bulls. They accumulated 50 plus runs. That was a quicker one.
Wasn't a big total that they were having to chase, just 128 needed for victory, but they lost wickets early and they were 2 down with just 15 on the board before this partnership between Tucker and Malanta has taken place. Malanta has been more the aggressor. He's 23 coming off just 21 balls. As Harsh Tucker, the Canadian, has tried his very best just to find some sort of rhythm on this surface. Malanta carries on his merry little way here. That's another boundary.
He's shown a lot of intent and purpose in the middle, as Malanta. He's certainly calling the shots. Once again, picking his spot with consummate ease. So much time in playing that hit. This is why Janakpur bowls will always want to believe they're in this chase. Pressure on the fielding side. That equation getting easier. Much better.
Good cricket, good smart cricket by Malanta. Finds the boundary, then just happy to just nudge it up the ground for a single. Rotate the strike. Pressure on Lamachani.
HT, we did see the spinners making an impact in the first innings. You feel it's gotten better to bat in the second innings?
Spinners got such a great length. Smeared away on the leg side. They run hard, they'll get 2. So a good over again for the Bolts. Concludes the 7, 61 for 2.
Good show so far by Janakpur bowls, particularly with the ball early on, getting biratnagar Kings out for 127, and right now in the chase have 8 wickets in hand. Only 67 needed of 78. There again, it's Malanta. Just falls short of the field at long off yet again. He's finding his spots and just about batting with a lot of authority in the middle. This day 1. Another 18 match days, including this 32 matches, 8 teams, over 130 players. We are up and running in the inaugural edition of the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League 2024, powered by Encel. You've got to make room for yourself sometimes. Just manufacture a shot.
That was a good length from Akibilias. We spoke about the length of the Bolts when their spinners bowl. They sort of don't allow you. You've got to come down the wicket if you want to get to the pitch or get really deep in your crease to play back. But you can't just step and hit. That's the key to T20 bowling. You don't want a batter to just be able to take one step and hit you back over your head.
And length has to be precise, HT, as you pointed out. Pull out this time. Just threw the kitchen sink at that one. Akibilias, former captain of Oman, quite a mercurial star with the bat and ball. This has been a quiet over so far. Partnership worth 48 and 39 deliveries at a very crucial time. Good use of his speed. A strike forward. Goes the distance as well. That's a very fine strike. That's a Siddharth Bank 6. Crossing ropes. Creating hopes. What a shot.
Shot of the afternoon for me. Just a lovely use of the feet. A hop, skip and a jump. Gives himself a little bit of room. Just a touch outside leg stump to be able to free those arms. Just times it. No power. Just pure timing.
And smartly just plays it around, nudges it for a single to retain strike as well. Smart and sensible cricket is what HT mentioned some time back. That's exactly what they're doing. 70 for 2. If you're supporting Janakpur bowls, you'll be in the driver's seat. That's because everything is going as per plan at the moment.
No.
There's only really been 2 batters that have had the measure of this pitch. One, Martin Guptill for the Kings, and now Malanta for the Bolts. You only have to look at Harsh Thakur's 8 or 15, and he's been happy to just knock it around, but there's been no pressure on him because of how Malanta's played. But if Malanta does happen to get out, play 1 too many extravagant strokes and get out, then Thakur starts to feel a little bit of pressure, and so does the dugout. But while Malanta's there, there's a win on the cards.
That's a very good point, HT. Just like how Guptill was there and everything was looking good. The biratnagar Kings. 2 runs so far in this over. Harsh Thakur just about taking his time in this innings of his. Consumed 16 deliveries for 9. But it's Malanta. Nicely guided. Finds the fielder. By the end of it, look at that for a spectacle. Look at that for a view. Tell you what, this is a beautiful country. And the cricket as well. Top quality dished out. Wonderfully struck. He's placing the ball with sublime ease. Stand and deliver. Malanta into his 40s, and he's taking Janakpur balls home this afternoon.
This is some shot. There's a long off in place and there's a sweeper on the offside. But he knows if he finds the gap just either side of the man at extra cover, he could have 4 if he hits it well enough. And does he hit it well enough?
Yeah, there's a lot of method in the madness when it comes to his batting. Caution with aggression. 6 runs coming off the over, 76 for 2. Back live into the 10th over. Cruising along at the moment. Janakpur bowls. This partnership was 61 and 48. One-way traffic at the moment. Ideally, you want to take the pace off the ball. Not allow much of width and room for the batters. HT 52 and 64, easy going. Courtesy that innings from Malanta, Thakur can just about play along and take his time.
There's no pressure on him. There's no pressure on him whatsoever. I mean, he's scoring at a strike rate of just over 50.
Oh, that's the ultraviolet 7 imagined at the intersection of design and technology. I'm sure HD would like to have a ride on that lovely looking sleek bike. Beautiful ultraviolet automotive brings the future of mobility. And at the moment looks like the Janakpur Bulls are sitting on it and cruising along Kathmandu and Kirtipur.
Actually, that one came when I was You guys see him up, right? That one?
It has a top speed of 155 kilometers an hour. Look at that. Beauty and the Beast delivered in one go. Wow. That's picked away. Insurance in the deep, just a single towards square leg. Alright. HD, your thoughts on that bike?
We need a little bit of transport around here. My first visit here to Nepal. You've been many times before.
That's wonderful. Look at that. Oh yes, don't mind the two-wheeler ride, of course. Andrew used to take quite a few rides before as well. We're having a chat. But at the moment, Janakpur Bulls in complete control of the situation and riding on a sea of confidence. At the